how it influences everything from common cold to cancer and even depression to diabetes. All of this is influenced by our gut. And if at times somebody tells you that trust your gut, they're not just giving you advice. They're actually pointing to something that is so deep in you, that is so innate in you, which you can use as a powerhouse. Okay, so picture this and tell me what this might be. What is common to all of them? They all have a tummy. Yes, all have a tummy, and I am at Uttarkashi, where I learned the practice of yoga from Shivananda School of Yoga. And while I was there was one day that was dedicated to pregnancy yoga. Okay, we were trying to understand what is a happy predicament that pregnant ladies go through, right? And while we were doing it, we were all asked to wear a pillow. Everybody else needed it, except me at this end. Because my own bloated version of my tummy had volunteered for this. I didn't need an extra one, right? And it was actually years of, still being a doctor, years of ignoring my health that actually led to this, where I, took up convenience foods and probably taking myself for a ride many a times. That is actually something that led to this. Now, how many here have felt that you wake up after a full night's sleep and you still wake up exhausted? Or you spend an entire day snapping at people where your intention was not that. How many of you have that? See, or you have felt, a little drain in energy and you might want a coffee. At times you feel that. Fragile relationships and irate moods throughout the day. See, I get it because I've been there too. I was not just tired, I was exhausted. It was as if my moods were all over the place and it was just running on a roller coaster, a broken one at that. And it got so bad, so extremely bad that one day, my partner in life and in crime, Lakshmi, she caught me up one day, she sat me down, and then she said, Harish, if you don't take action now, I might lose you in the next 5 years. And how many of you believe that women have intuitions? Right? Oh, great. So I saw that. That moment hit me like a ton of bricks. It did. But then I understood that I've been missing out on something. Something that I have been preaching but not practicing. And I know what you might be thinking. A cup of coffee might fix it. How many of you think that might happen? Coffee? Okay. Snickers bar? Or maybe I should work out a little bit more in the gym. It might make me a little bit more active. See, coffee doesn't fix it.
We all wake up with dreams every day. New day, new hopes, new beginnings. Yet, we go to bed with regrets of unfulfilled desires. Why? People have high intentions and aspirations, but they fail when it comes to taking action. That's why their dreams never turn into reality, because they miss an ingredient: habits. Your life is nothing but a mass of habits you've built for yourself. Sadly, most people have built the wrong ones. And this is what we want to change in this world. We want to transform people from dreamers to doers, from change seekers to change makers, through the power of initiating a habit. We are Lifewheel, and we are on a mission to impact and elevate every Indian household one life-changing habit at a time. And I'm Nirmal, your catalyst in this journey of building life-changing habits.
Very, very, very good morning, one and all. Am I visible and audible to everyone here? Let me know with a quick yes in the chat box if I am. Okay, I hope I'm visible. Yes, a quick yes in the chat box if I am. Yes, yes, yes in the chat box. Audible, yes, visible. Thank you very, very much. Superb. Just give me 1 second. I'll just start the recording as well so that for us to use later. Okay, hope I'm audible as much as audible as I was earlier. Okay, thank you. I can see Rupesh on the screen. Am I audible? Yes, Rupesh. Okay, thank you very much. So, very, very good morning and happy Raksha Bandhan to all of you. And I wish that this festival of um, celebrating that divine, beautiful relationship, not just uh, extends to the family, but we ensure that we make it Vasudeva Kudumbakam as well, right? As we extend that to each and every human being that lives on the planet. Personally, I mean, I do not have any brothers or sisters. I'm the lead child, and I've had the privilege of having a lot of sisters in school and college and beyond. So thank you to each and every one of them for making each and every day of my life blissful. And I'm really, really blessed today to have uh, a lot of community members who I can call my brothers, my sisters, my guides, my teachers, my mentors. And thanks to each and every one of you for being that. All right. On this note, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for coming here on this day, where we're kicking off a mission, I would say, which is very close to our heart. Now, before I begin, since it's the first time, in the next session when we do it, I'll be sharing the vision, the mission that we have for the world, for our world moving forward. However, I'd like to tell you why this session happened. So this is somewhere in the year 2018 that me and Lakshmi were practicing across multiple cities. Being an Ayurveda doctor, I've worked with many hospitals and clinics across the last few years, and we were practicing at a clinic in Indore. And when there was a person who came in, and we explained that these are his problems and this is what needs to be done. He said, "Bhaiya, mujhe sirf ek massage chahiye." That uh, that's a point where we understood that Ayurveda was almost equated to massages, especially Kerala Ayurveda was just equated to massages more in most places. So that hit us really hard because this part called massage is actually part of our dinacharya. Right? It is something that is naturally a part of our dinacharya, and that is not the only reason why that place exists. So we did give him a package there, of course, yes. But then the thought that came to us was there is so much to Ayurveda that is still unexplored, still unknown. Uh, the clarity of how much is unexplored, how much is unknown, is something that I got from my guru, who not only happens to be um, a, a sannyasi. Yes, he is a sannyasi by choice, but also is somebody who is expert at manuscripts. Right? He eats manuscripts. It said that in a given day he would be reading at least 300 pages, at least. Right? That's how he studies. And what he mentioned is that there were approximately 10 lakh books written on Ayurveda. 10 lakh books have actually been written on Ayurveda from the prehistoric times. Not prehistoric, sorry, from the Aryan times and all those things. So after that, what happened was uh, it continued to reduce and reduce and reduce, where currently we have about uh, we might have access to close to about 1,000 to 2,000 books. Okay, out of which only 30 came into the syllabus of what Ayurveda students study, and out of which only 15 are actually studied. So this puts a lot of responsibility on us to get that data and process and work with it. So what I'm trying to say is there is so much unexplored, there is so much unknown that there might be a lot of confusion for many of you who are coming into the workshops that we conduct, into the other coaching programs that we conduct. So and I can totally understand because there is so much conflicting information going on. So our intention of doing a monthly Q&A here is for two reasons. One is to provide clarity in a challenge that you or your family member or anybody at home or friends might be facing. One. And the second and most important thing is we would really like to know what you would expect of us because it has been we delivering all this while. So we would love to know what is it that you, as the community creators, what do you expect from us, and also to have a create a community where you can probably work with each other, or you can reach out to us if there is something that you would need help with. So that's something that we are creating right now, and you all would be invited. And in the next 6 months, the community will be about 30,000 strong, right? And it will continue to grow, and it will continue to shape the world around us, because each and every one of you are not just somebody who attended a workshop. Each and every one of you are part of a mission, and the mission is whenever we learn something, we can always go ahead and help somebody else do the same as well. So how this session would go for today is we have collected a few questions on the form, which you might have asked us on the form. I'll answer that. Some of it might be relevant to you, some of it might be relevant to your friends. So feel free to share it with them. And I'll be taking questions from the form first, and then after that, I'll come to the questions that you may have. Okay. So I'll not be naming anybody on the form as such. If you are here on the call, you would understand, or this is being streamed live on YouTube as well. So if you happen to come there, you'll be able to, uh, get the recording. I mean, get on YouTube, we have put it across. Now, also one of the places where you will find the recording of this session in a no distraction space is also on the Gut Guy Says platform. It was originally intended to be on Lifefields platform. Now, right now we have created our own space, which will be converted into an app in some time. But right now it's on a space that you can have access to. The link to which will be shared by Priyadarshini here on call. Priyadarshini, please share that link to that. It's a free space that you can subscribe to. Any Q&A sessions that we do, any of the community activities that we do will be all shared there, so that you can come and take maximum benefits from this, being a part of this community. Okay. So that brings me to the first question that has come up on the form. Okay, the question is why inflammation happen in stomach and how to cure it. See, the first thing to always remember when the link is there in the chat box to join the community. Feel free to click on that link and join in if you haven't done that already. Okay, so the first question that has come in is a very important one. That why inflammation happens in the stomach and how to cure it. Now, what is inflammation? Inflammation is actually a very protective response. It is a response that our body gives so that it is able to protect itself. If that inflammatory response is not there, you are open to many of the diseases that happen. Inflammatory response is there is something coming from outside and our defense is fighting it. And the what happens in between is the inflammatory response. There's a lot of science behind it, which we might not need to go to. But why does it specifically happen in the stomach? My understanding and my firm belief is that it only starts in the stomach. We do not know where else this inflammation is happening. So I got an insight into this when I was in college. One of my teachers, she specializes in the eye, and when somebody came with a redness in the eye, she prescribed a kada to consume. So we asked her, see, the problem is in the eye. So why should we give a kada that somebody can consume? So what she said is, see, where does your eye exists? So in the body. So which is the easiest route to reach your eye? Is it directly? Can you reach the insides of the eye directly? No. So what is the way? It is your tummy. Similarly, if there is some problem in the tummy, it will reflect in multiple areas depending on which area of your body is weak. For example, somebody has got their joints weak. Whatever inflammation is there in the stomach will always have an impact on that. Compound it over time, and your joints will naturally become inflamed. So, what you might see as joint inflammations today, I'm sure it started a long time ago in your gut. So, the stomach is so susceptible to inflammation, or it is so prone, or is so exposed to inflammation because what all do we put in it? Think about it. What all do you put in your gut? What all do you put in your stomach? Can you give me a few examples of things that should not go into the stomach? In the chat box, let me know of a few examples that should not put in the stomach. So many of them, right? For example, we put a lot of processed food. We put in a lot of God knows what. Even when somebody smokes, somebody drinks. I'm not saying that these are wrong, but done over time, some of it are really wrong. I totally agree, right? But we should also remember that our stomach is an open system. We put a lot of things into it. In fact, even the way we, even the way we think or undergo stress, it all influences the gut. Whenever there is a stressful situation, your digestive rate increases because you need more energy in the expectation that there is some food which it can derive energy from. So if there is no food, it will digest your stomach. We are talking about acids going into the stomach. And when there is constant supply of acid into the stomach without food, the lining of your stomach or the skin inside the stomach will start getting inflamed. So this is why stomach is so easy to get to have inflammation. Okay, so that's the first question. I'm going to the second one. So the person who asked this also mentioned that intolerance to tea, coffee, very clear, right? Already your stomach might be in a state of inflammation, and then you put something like tea, coffee, which is acidic in nature. Obviously, there will be some or the other challenge that will increase. So it is not intolerance to tea or coffee. It is already inflamed. When you put in something that is acidic again, it will respond. So the idea is to heal it. And how can you heal? The first thing that you would have done in the gut reset workshop is something that should already be, but you would like to take that even deeper into healing it completely from the inside. That we do have programs for the day challenge, where the inflammation is something completely that we work on. So that's something that will help you work with your own prakriti, with your own body type, so that you can reduce it and take care of it. Okay. Now, Second one comes from I struggle with frequent headaches which roams from one place to another in my head. At times it remains for a day, at times for 2 days. My age is 40 female. Can it be because of gas? So I was fortunate enough to be with one of the most significant contributors to Ayurveda in Kerala. His name is Vaidhyabhushanam Raghavan Tirunulpad. If you are from somewhere in Kerala, and just or try Googling him, Raghavan Tirumulpad. Try Googling him and his contributions. Anybody who studied Ayurveda in Kerala would have gone through his books for sure. And he's a Vaidya, not a doctor. But is in the amount of simple genius that he has is phenomenal, because of which we were fans. He knows Sanskrit in and out. He knows the Indian philosophies in and out. So it was very easy for him to imbibe Ayurveda also. And he put that out in a very beautiful way. And when he would see anybody coming to him with a headache, the thing that he would do is he would treat the stomach, nothing else. Again, just like I said earlier, when we work on our stomach, when we work on our digestive system, the rest is automatically taken care of. So the headache that you have is primarily because your stomach is in trouble, right? And you can work out in two ways. Okay? One, and why it gets into trouble is, see, something is happening here and the impact is here. Right? यहाँ पे हो रहा है. जो कारण है, that is in the stomach, but the effect is कार्य is in the head. Headache is here. Now, what all can be disturbed in that? The stomach lining can be disturbed. Second, the circulation that is happening can be disturbed. These both are disturbed. So what all do you need to correct? We need to correct the stomach, which is the digestion. It is traveling to some place, causing inflammation in some other part of your body. That is because of the circulation. That's the second phase. So these needs to be corrected. And this requires a kind of a sequential care. However, to start off, the place where you can start is definitely the instructions that I would have given in the gut reset workshop. So anybody who joins the community, in a couple of days, you will see that you will have access to the gut reset workshop that is currently there, the current version of it, not the old version of it, but the current version of it. And also a few bonuses, like we do a masterclass on Triphala, and you'll have access to the talks quiz, the Prakriti analysis test. All of this is something that you'll have access to. So anybody joins the community will directly get access to those things as well. Now, again, headache is from the gut, undoubtedly. So start implementing what we taught you in the gut reset workshop. That's the place to start. Because I'm here to tell you what to do, but what exactly to do for you might require a consultation. Okay? But to start off, anywhere, anytime, anyhow we do a consultation, we always start from the stomach. So for you, my recommendation is start with what was learned in the gut reset workshop. Most importantly, implement. Okay. Any questions that have come up in the chat box, I'll be answering after I finish with the questions on the form. So if you if you want them to be addressed before the chat box, you can put it in the form. I'll answer all of them. We have right now we have about 32 questions that have come up. How does it help in high functioning autistic child? My son is diagnosed. Okay. Somebody mentioned that their child has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. There is hyper functioning, there is hyperactivity. Autism begins during the gestational period. Right? Autism begins during the pregnancy. Okay? And it is a deep-seated indigestion that the child has, which has gone to the level of being toxic in the child's tummy. And because of that, the child child's development is compromised because the tummy is not able to absorb the nutrients that are required for different parts of the child to develop, including the brain. Yeah, there is a genetic predisposition to it in some cases. However, in all cases, uh, there is a gastric sensitivity that the child experiences, and we might see that as irritation. For example, uh, there is stereotyping. That is, the child would always want the same food. Child would always want to be in the same situation. Why? Because any change disturbs the tummy. It is stressful. So if a child wants takes just dal chawal, a child would take just dal chawal, nothing else. And I know it's difficult to see a child go through. So I've got a couple of options that I would suggest you. One is like we asked in the gut research workshop. You can start giving the child a little bit of the detox tea. That's really helpful. One. However, a long-term solution is always working with the system. And you can reach out to Priyadarshini, or if Nurain, my teammate, is here, let me check. Yeah, Nurain, my teammate, is also here. Nurain, can you drop a number here so that they can reach out to you? So you can drop her a message, and I should be able to connect you with a friend of mine who specifically works in this area. Okay, he works just in this area. And what it'll help you with is a proven system that is known to, it has helped so many children. And it's not online. He does it completely on site. It's got a hospital. And the hospital's intention is not just for the child, but also for the family. It is the family that needs more direction than the child. Because what exactly needs to be done is something that the family will be able to, family should be able to adopt. Okay, so feel free, Nurain or Priyadarshini, please drop your number here so that they can reach out. Next question. Suddenly my toilet pattern has changed. Earlier I used to get the urge early in the morning around 6:30 a.m. Now I feel urge after force with coffee, need to really make an effort. I also feel tired in the mornings. I can't get up at 6 a.m. Only change in diet was, let me read through it, was protein intake increase and consciously reduce rice intake. Now, what does it tell you? Just think about this. Suddenly my toilet pattern has changed. I'm just reading through it, okay? Earlier I used to get urge early in the morning and around 6 to 6:30 a.m. Now I feel no urge. I have to force with coffee, etc. Need to really make an effort. I also feel tired in the mornings and can't get up at 6 a.m. The only change in diet was protein intake increased and consciously reduced rice intake. For what reason is my question? You're already seeing that when you increased your protein intake, you reduce your carbohydrate intake, your body is not able to adapt to it. Now, if we say that, hey, that is what the world says, you need to increase your protein intake, reduce your carb, without any exercise, without any other effort, we are already at a loss. Now, always remember this. What your grandfather ate, your grandmother ate. If you stick to that, you will continue to be healthy. Also add as much movement as they used to do. Also, remember to have seasonal veggies and fruits. These should be enough for you. Okay. Why was this change made? My question to you. Why did you shift to a high protein diet? There are people who have died because of high protein diet and uh, not being able to manage. Now, if you're already having constipation or if you're not able to clear your bowels, it's a clear indication that your system is not able to take it. Why continue? Go back to what you used to do earlier. You might feel healthy temporarily, but in time it will affect you because that kind of a diet is not for everyone. It doesn't help everyone. So if you have mentioned this, think about why this change was made, for what reason. And if you're not able to see very valid reason why this change was made, go back to the original. Or if you'd like to know how to have diet or how to have food according to your body type, which is the primary thing that needs to be done by human beings, aligning with body type. If you'd like to learn more of that, there is a 21-day challenge, Prakriti challenge coming up. You can join that. It'll help you out. You can reach out to Priyadarshini on this. Okay, they'll be very, very happy to help you out with that. Okay, so Priyadarshini has dropped her link in the chat box. Priyadarshini, one more thing. I wanted to log into YouTube Studio and post your number there as well, in the comment section, so that they don't miss you, okay, by any chance. Because this is streaming live on YouTube as well. How to maintain fitness if a person having full length left side paralysis? See, there are two ways here. There are two ways in which you can work on this. First and foremost is, if there is paralysis, the thing is that the information from your brain is not reaching your muscles. You want the left side hand to move up, but the information from here is not reaching your fingers or your muscles. So for the side that is paralyzed, moving it will help. Okay, moving it will help. That is the best that you can do, because if that side is damaged, that is one way. Second, you can definitely do an Ayurvedic treatment on a regular basis, which we do at our resort in Cherai, which is in Kerala. That over time will help, because we have a golden window. Let's say that the stroke happened yesterday, and you finish the management in the next 2 or 3 days at the hospital, and I mean emergency management, and then if you directly come to an Ayurvedic hospital, the chances of your recovery are much, much, much more, along with physiotherapy, right? So if that has not happened, now what you need either is passive, assisted movements. It can happen through neuromuscular stimulation as well, which our physiotherapists do. That is something that's possible. Now, for the part which is still active, you mentioned that the left side is paralyzed. So let's say the right side, you can always exercise the right side with weights. You can always exercise it with the help of machines. That's all possible, right? So do as much as possible on the right side. Left side, for this, you might either need an Ayurvedic treatment, which is structured and scheduled for long term. Second is definitely getting your neuromuscular stimulation happening. Okay, these are some of the ways in which you'll be able to do it. Now, the next question that has come up is, what about frequent headaches, blackouts, leg cramps without no specific disease in a child aged 10 to 15? Two things to look for, Sajda. First, is there any deficiencies? Now, from what you're mentioning, frequent headache, blackout, leg cramps, is there, this is mentioned by somebody. So my question to you is there is there a bowel movement problem? Is there constipation? Is there any other reason? Second, why this might happen also probably is 10 to 15 years, and I'm assuming that they're more near 15 years, teenagers. There might be something inside that we don't know, which is stressing them out, right? There are also chances that there is something that is already happening to them, which we have very little idea about, right? So see if there is something else going on, which is very much, teenage related and all those. Right? So just check that out. It'll be good to help them out that way, if it is the case. These are the two reasons that I see: either a stomach problem or a environment problem. You can change the environment, but you can always change the response to the environment. So check that out. About weight loss for my wife, she's a 69 kg. She's suffering from obesity and hormonal thyroid and others. Okay. So from what you mentioned, she already has a thyroid issue, which means that her metabolism is not 100%. So two ways to sort that out. One definitely is through the roots program that we have, in which you can go sequentially, you can go into taking care of your digestive discomfort, digestive challenges. Now, if that's something that's not something that you'd like to do, you can always work on improving the metabolism. One way is definitely moving. It doesn't mean that you have to hit the gym or do a very extensive yoga. No, walking, starting to walk might help. Now, for some of them, going out with the current state of health might be a challenge. So walk inside the house. Try to use as much as possible. If you stay in an apartment, try to use the stairs as much as possible. I mean, I'm not saying that you should climb 10 to 15 flight of stairs every day. No, as much as possible, do it once a day if possible, so that you have some form of exercise going on. Okay, so that's also my recommendation. Yeah, that's where you can start, but always it has to be with metabolism, and metabolism will improve when you work on it in a very structured way. Gut Reset Workshop has got the framework that you can start off with. But if you like to end the inflammation, that's something that we take care of in the 21-day challenge, where we align you with your prakriti. And the person who has mentioned this, I know, has been a part of our 21-day challenge. So that's the same framework that you can use with your wife also. Okay, and if you feel that there is a deeper need, you can either come in for the roots, or also you can be a part of, if you like to come in for a treatment with us here in Kerala, that's also something that's possible. Next one. Bloated tummy after third pregnancy for almost 19 years. All were cesareans. Had a recent hospital admission for minor stroke, feeling a bit bloated at times. Surgical corrections always have an impact on us. It depends on how well we have trained our immunity. Depending on that, the effect will be high or low. Now, for somebody who has gone through, 3 pregnancies and has had all of them surgically, the delivery was surgical, cesarean, C-section. There's always a chance that your tummy will have certain challenges. But how you can take care of it is by following your prakriti. There is no single remedy for this. However, if you follow your prakriti, what will happen is your body will know how to heal better. So work with your prakriti. We already might have given you a framework in the 3-day Gut Reset workshop on how to work with your prakriti in terms of diet. If you'd like to learn how to do that in terms of habits, or also in terms of herbs, that would be there in the 21-day challenge. Okay? But starting with the framework of the Gut Reset workshop itself is fantastic. And if you're somebody who's already done the 21-day challenge, would like to repeat that. Okay. If you are somebody who's going on to repeat that, you can let the team know. They will check your previous enrollment, and they can always give you a very discounted entry into the 21-day challenge, the new one. Okay. That is something that team can help you out with. So reach out to them. The next one is starting very, very soon. Mid-August, we're starting the next 21-day challenge. So you can feel free to reach out to them. Okay. This question comes from one of our, Transcendent Roots members. So her name is Asha. I know that she wouldn't mind me putting out her name. So after answer to your question. Right. So, why seasons affect our gut? I catch a cold in spring, acidity and chest infection during monsoon. The respiratory tract and the gut is quite clear of all during winter. It's quite clear of all during winter. Okay. Hmm. Cold in spring is called the flu season. The spring is called, it's celebrated as the flu season, and it has been given such a um, celebrity status that here the flu season is coming, and all the pharmaceutical companies prepare for their sale of medicines. The doctors change the way they prescribe. All of this happens. Now, what is the reason behind that? Spring is the time when the kapha increases in the body, and the kapha increase is also timed with the heat increasing in the environment. So naturally, there is a want for the body to throw out kapha, excess kleda or excess mucus from the body. So that cold is actually something, is a process by which your body is throwing out what it does not need. It is actually not a problem, right? It is actually a release that the body is doing. What you actually need is to improve or to increase that, give more heat to your body during that time. Also, it is a good time to do, I mean, in our place, in our hospital, we do the spring cleanse. And this is the perfect time for spring cleanse because the body naturally wants to throw things out. So that's a good time to do it. It is not a problem. It is a good sign that in spring cold, you're feeling that there is a flu-like symptom happening. It's actually good. Okay. Now we have been given this thought that hey, cold is our response to, or it is happening just because of influenza virus. It might be that it might be there. Influenza virus is not uncommon, but why just during that time it is a challenge? Other times it is not. That's practically because your body wants to throw things out, and you're just giving it the channel to do it. That's what happening in the spring season. Okay. Now, acidity and chest infections during monsoon. Chest infection during monsoon is a little rare, but acidity is very rare. But acidity is very common. That is, there is a hot tawa which has been, become almost red hot, which is the earth, and then you pour water into it. There will be dhuma or fumes. Same effect is happening in your stomach also. This is a time when we eat blunt, less spicy, karkeda masam in Kerala. This is the point where we eat light. So just eating light would help. And the rest of the time it is clear because it's nothing is increasing in the body. So my firm feeling is that thanks to your routine and everything that you do, Asha, your body is in a great space where it's naturally throwing out things that it does not need. Right? So, tathastu. Next question is, I have severe pitta dosha wherein I get migraine, vomiting every other 1 or 2 months. So, sore and oily or heavy foods trigger it. Lack of sleep, stress, physical exhaustion, hot weather also leads to it. My mother is also suffering from similar conditions. I hear you. And yes, it is painful. I hear you. It is definitely painful. Now, what needs to be done for that, my friend? Also, last 1 year or so, I've been suffering from irregular and insufficient bowel movement. I changed my diet. This, pay very close attention, everyone. Okay. Very, very important part, this one. I've been suffering from irregular or insufficient bowel motion. I changed my diet to millet based to reduce weight. And after that, this problem started to occur. Now you did something, you saw that there is a reaction to it. So what will you stop? I started a millet based diet and this happened to me. What will you stop? Now, one of the challenges we celebrated last year or year before last, I don't remember, 2023 or 24, as the year of millets. The question is all millets for everybody? No, it is not. Millets are not superfoods for everybody. There is no one food that is a superfood for everybody. It all depends on your prakriti. Anybody here on the current prakriti challenge, current 21-day prakriti challenge? Me in the chat box if you're in the current 21-day prakriti challenge. The one that is happening right now. I can see some of them here. Right? Basavaraj. Who else? Anshu. Naeem, Ambika. Let me know in the chat box if you have seen that following your prakriti has made your system better. Yes, in the chat box, if you see that following prakriti and prakriti based habits has made your system better, where you're taught that not everything is good for everybody, or there is no one thing that is good for everybody. Now, why this helps is because there is always, and remember, there is always and always something that works really well with you. But are we going to continue to experiment till the point where we are exhausted, trying to figure out what works best for us? Millets are not good for everyone. And somebody is saying it, even if it is a doctor, don't believe him. In future, if I tell you, don't believe me. Most likely I should be hallucinating. Okay. So make sure to remember that not everything is good for everyone. Okay. So what changed is your bowel movements have been irregular, insufficient. That is what you need to work on based on your prakriti. Now, if you're somebody who's already done the 21-day challenge and you are seeing that in about 6 to 8 months' time, it is going back to what it was earlier. It means that you just did it for 21 days and you left it there. Or just did the 3-day workshop, implement it for a few days, you left it there. Does health work that way? No, it's not something that works that way. If you could eat what you need for an entire year in one day, then this would have made sense. But which we cannot, right? It's something that we nourish ourselves on a day-to-day basis. So that is what is required. So work on that. Okay, always and always work on. Always and always work on aligning with your prakriti. Always and always work on what is right for you. And we are doing it in the 21-day challenge. Why? Because we want you to implement. You implement, you see results, you continue. Now you implement, you see results, you continue, and if after a few days you leave off, then it will not show you results because slowly your body will go back to the problem statement again. Because that is the habit, that is the programming. Now, in order for you to reprogram this, you need to spend a little bit more time, resource, so that you can learn and implement it over time, every day. So that's why we have put it into different buckets, that you can choose. Do the 3-day workshop if you're certain. If your tox scores are really low, 3-day workshop is fine. But if you feel that there is inflammation in your body and you need to work according to your body type, that's why we have the 21-day challenge. And then the routes that we do is to refine each and every tissue in your body. Not everything works for everyone. That's the core message. Okay, not everything works for everyone. How to get rid of eczema completely? I'm facing eczema and skin rashes of the last 7 years. I'm Vata Prakriti. What is causing the condition? How to get rid of it? So remember that anything on your skin is influenced by Vata. Skin is the seat of Vata. So if you are having eczema, what it basically means is that your skin is unhealthy and it is influenced by increased Vata. And if you don't reduce that Vata, it will continue. If it is a dry eczema, oiling should usually help. But if you are seeing that when you apply oil, it is becoming even more aggravated, it means two things. Either you need a detox, which you can do, you can use the Prakriti challenge for that, for the detox. Or second that you can do is come to our place and get a proper panchakarma done. So what will happen by that is all the toxins and everything will get flushed out. And after that, your skin will have the chance to heal. Otherwise, if you're just trying to apply external ointments and stuff, for some time it will work, but after some time it will not. Because the problem is deeper and we are just doing a superficial solution, it will look just like a makeup. When the makeup comes off, all the dark dabba will be visible. Same. Even if you use steroids, external application of steroids on the eczema, it might still work for a few days, but after that, you'll need something deeper. What is one herb controls all doshas? Uh, Two, what is best sleeping posture for cervical spondylosis to prevent pain, shocks, numbness during sleep? Three, what is the best solution for excessive heat in the body, herbs, mudra, etc.? I'll go with each. One herb that controls all doshas, no herb that controls all doshas. If there was one, we could have just cultivated that and all will be fine. Doesn't work that way. And what is required for your specific condition will depend on a lot of factors. So is there one pill that cures all diseases? No. Your body needs a process, not a shortcut. Giving a shortcut, if anybody is saying that, hey, have this, it will give you complete health, run away from them. But if they're giving a system which is proven, which is science-backed, which is time tested, go for it. Otherwise, don't. I'm not saying that you should just come to us. Yes, we are rooted from a very traditional way of healing. We are rooted from a sustainable way of healing. Yes. Any day, I can say that. Because anybody who's gone through our programs will know that the backing that we have is completely based on Ayurveda. There's nothing, and I mean absolutely zero that I have invented. Zero. And whatever contributions and fees and everything that you do is for us to maintain this platform, is for us to maintain the team so that we are able to be of more service to more people. That's the intention. Second question is, what is the best sleeping posture for cervical spondylosis to prevent neck pain, shock, numbness during sleep? See, that will really depend on your individual case. You might have to see the MRI reports. Also, probably try which might be the best posture for you. But always remember, we usually support the head. The support is actually required for our neck. Because look at this, look at my neck. Okay, you can see my neck, right? Look at my neck. There is this huge piece sitting on top, connected to this body by just these 7 cervical bones. There's so much weight on this chadi, just small. The small chadi, there's a big brain and everything sitting on top. It needs support. But we support the head. We always support the back of the head. The support is actually required for your neck. So if you're lying down straight, support your neck with a roll towel and roll one towel or put a pillow underneath your knees as well when you're lying down straight. When you're lying down to the side, you can always support the neck and the head together. That's the best way to do it. Okay. Cervical path in the body. Now you also know the reason why it is happening. So solve the vata increase also, either with the in the gut reset workshop, we have mentioned what to do exactly according to your body type. Basic diets for that, basic ingredients, not diets exactly. So use that. Now, the third question is, what is the best solution for excessive heat in the body? Herbs, mudra. My suggestion is, mudras and herbs, they do work. It's not that they don't. But again, they are shortcuts. They might not be sustainable. So herbs, again, what is specifically good for you is something that we need to figure out. If you're of a certain prakriti, which is vata, and you're feeling excess heat in the body, that needs to be examined because it is not natural. Okay? So feel free to reach out to a team if you feel that's something that you would like to do. Okay, my gut never fully cleans up, which means you're finding it difficult to poop. Uh, Many times I've reduced weight 25 to 30 kilograms, but it comes back again. That's because you lose weight, and the intention there is to lose weight. My question is the intention to maintain weight after? Are you also focusing on how to maintain your weight? That's not happening. That's what you need to also focus on. Okay. Pain in the heel region is persistent. Accumulation of weight tendency in waist, thighs, pain in the place above the heel. What you have mostly is plantar fasciitis kind of a situation, or a calcaneal spur. It's what the reason why they're feeling the heel pain is because of that. That might be because of the weight that you're carrying, most likely, or because if you are somewhere in your 40s and 50s, early 50s, the premenopausal time is when the bone starts to become rough. So at that time, a spur can develop, which is probably why the pain is happening. So we might be able to help you out with medications on that. So if you feel like it's something that you want, or a friend and family needs because of a heel pain, you can reach out to the team. They'll be happy to fix you up a consultation in which we can help you out with that. Why I specifically mentioned consultation is because it's something external. It's not something internal. If it is something internal, the gut reset workshop 21-day challenge roots best things to do. Is it necessary to take good supplements to balance our deficiencies? Is it necessary to take collagen? If you have a good digestive system, it's digesting things well, and if you give nutritious food, these two are sufficient. You don't need specific nutrition in that case. But specific nutrition is required when you're sequentially healing your body, like we do in the Roots program, wherein we are not just saying that, hey, we just take care of our digestion, just happens automatically. Over time, it might. But if there is some specific challenge somewhere, you will need specific keys to unlock these doors. That is what happens in Roots. Now, specific deficiencies can be in any of these tissues. The reason behind these specific deficiencies is because of any of these in any of these tissues. So you don't need to take stuff direct supplementation like collagen and stuff. You can always improve your the ingredients in your food to align with your body type and the tissue that you're addressing, and it'll automatically sort out without taking any artificial supplements as such. Second thing is what our body says: if we have undigested food, you have undigested food in your stools, your digestion is not complete. It's a challenge. The reason is if there is undigested food in your stool, there is undigested food in your stomach or in your intestines. It's not getting cleared completely. That is for sure. Which will remain there, which will fester, which will have a chance for bacterial overgrowth, which will start creating other challenges in the future. So if you're seeing undigested food in your stools, it's a red flag. So one of our participants, his name is Rohit. When he came to us, he had this challenge that he would see undigested food in his stomach. But just following his prakriti for 1 week, he was able to see a major change. Some of you might have seen his video already, where he said that, hey, I'm not able to see any undigested food now. That happened because he worked specifically on his prakriti in the challenge. So the answer to your question, if you're seeing undigested food in your stomach, it's a red flag. You need to up your digestive system. It's very, very required. It's very much required. And again, it has to happen through a process. But to start off things, fasting on liquids is good. Having soups and stuff for a day will be good so that the solids can clear off. Having warm water definitely is. And the next question in the continuation is, Even though I take time to mix the food nice with saliva and swallow the food, I can see some whole food particles. Yeah, I think that's what I mentioned, right? So that's what you need. Uh, how to heal my gut without a gallbladder? My gallbladder was removed. A great question. Thank you very much. When your gallbladder is removed, just cut down on the fats. The reds can hydrolyze, no problem. Cut down on the fats. And since you can't take fats and digest it, apply it on your body. Apply oil on your body regularly. That will take care. Somebody has asked me about weight loss. Lost 30 kgs, now regained 18 kgs. See, you lost 30 kgs because your intention was to lose weight. You gained 18 kgs because you never maintained that after that. So, what is required for you is maintenance. And maintenance is a lifelong process, it's not a one time process. If somebody says that, hey, you lose weight and you'll keep it off, don't matter whatever you eat, either they are fooling you, one, or there is something wrong with the system which is harming you. So check it out. Because if you don't take action, it will come back for sure. How to reduce incidence of gas accumulation? I'm very uneasy with gas in the gut and leading to constipation. See, anybody here in the 21-day challenge who had constipation and it got resolved? I in the chat box. If you have been on the 21-day challenge and you saw that you had constipation, a little tight it was, and it got resolved. Me in the challenge. Because what happens is when your see, Lata says that, right? It resolved because when your system continues to get better and better and better, the functions continue to get better and better, it'll automatically improve your digestion, your evacuation, your nutrition, all of this. Okay. How to reduce the incidence of, I think I answered the question. Not able to understand that I'm going through depression or gas. For example, to decorate Varamahalakshmi, only 4 days I was unable to sleep. I'm feeling as if blood is hitting my palms. Many times I feel nothing's wrong with me. Two, even when I walk, I get chest pain. After 1 kilometer, the burps finish and I become normal. What to do? I think Ayurvedic medicine are not suitable for me. I get this question often where I hear this that I believe that Ayurvedic medicines are not suitable for me. What I believe is true is that the prescribed Ayurvedic medicines that you took earlier is not suitable for you. It doesn't mean that all of them don't work for you. If you take Trifla, you have no problem. Now, is the Trifla that you're taking, is it really good? That's also something that you need to think about. So I'll come to your question. I'm just answering a few questions that have come up on the form that was circulated, and I'll come back to this. Okay, I'm just going by in the order. Nowadays, this confusion and depression is becoming so. Priyadarshini, please reach out to this number. I'm dropping it personally to you. So here you go. I'm dropping it personally to you. Just reach out to this person. I'll drop your number and just help see, understand what their challenge is, and let's see how we can help them out, either through a consultation or through one of our programs. Okay? Just check this out. I'm 23 years old. I've been experiencing IBS symptoms in the past year. I'd like to understand why this condition could start at such a young age. Is it possible to completely cure this IBS through Ayurvedic treatment? If so, what would be expected approach and time frame? Wow, that's a very precise question. I like to start off with the time frame part. See, the time frame part will be able to assess only when we understand what is the challenge with you. For that, I would request you to take up a consultation with the team. Priyadashini's number is there in the chat box. You can reach out on that number, and she'll be very happy to help you out. First, second thing, expected approach is start with the gut. At the same time, work on your stress as well, because both could be causing this. Though you're 23, you might feel that there's not a lot of responsibility, not a lot of problems that you have in your life right now, but we don't know what is stressing you out. Because last day I was having a consultation with a tribe member, with the person, with the participant in the Roots program, and what this person mentioned was the thought of studying is difficult to bear, and whenever he starts studying, he'll become weak. He wants to sleep. He's got problems in his stomach. All of that happens. The way the body responds to that study is very, very different. So you might need some work there. So that's the expected approach. We'll work on your gut. Start with that. Sometimes it might require sequential nutrition also, which will happen through the roots. And IBS is not a disease. Most importantly, IBS is a group of symptoms that just showed up because your gut was stressed. That's it. And how does the stress happen? It primarily comes from the brain. And why is the brain stressed? Two reasons. One, your digestive system might be inefficient. Two, you're going through a lot of things that you can't handle right now. So these are all the reasons why it happens. So what is the way forward? It needs a very structured approach. But what you can start off is with whatever I mentioned in the gut reset workshop. If you start that, your function will improve. And once your function improves, you keep getting better. Yeah, so, and age is not a factor for IBS. It can happen at any age because it's not a disease. It's just response to stress. It is a functional bowel disease. It's not a disease, but it's a functional bowel disorder. My Prakriti is Pitta, and as I said, I'm not able to skip a single meal. That is very clear. Okay. And if I get late for a single meal, I start getting severe headaches, migraines, and bloating. Kindly suggest a solution. I get migraines once in a week and sometimes twice, and frequent bloating. See, it's a very clear cut idea that you need to work with your Prakriti. These headaches and everything has the potential to go off once you start working on your Prakriti. So, whatever you study in the 3-day gut reset workshop, I have shared a Prakriti based shopping list. Use that. That's the best thing to do. Work on that because I cannot give you a single solution here. What is required for you? I'm being very honest here. The reason is it needs a process. Okay? But what you can start off is whatever I recommend in the gut reset workshop. That's the best thing to do. Start there. And if you feel driven to work deeper with your Prakriti, take up the 21-day challenge. If you want to work specifically on what is happening to you and how you can set a process for that with my direct help, you can let the team know. They'll be very happy to bring you into the Roots program. And that's something where we can work even closer. We have consultation there. There's a dedicated team member who will be there to support you. All that happens in the Roots. Gunita, what juice food supplement would you recommend as a remedial measure for high BP for Pitta dosha? Follow your Prakriti. Don't do anything specific for BP. Follow your Prakriti. Have enough fluids. Relax. Have fun. Do stretches. Follow all the recommendations for Pitta given by me. You'll be fine. For people who have desk jobs, how can we maintain a healthy gut? You are doing 6 to 12 hours per day of job. You're doing 6 to 8 hours of job. Sorry, 8 to 12 hours of job. You got 12 hours remaining. 7 hours for sleep. You got still 5 hours. Take 1, 2 hours for everything else. You still have 3 hours. Take a fun another 2 hours. You still have 1 hour. Use that 1 hour to take care of your gut health. Time is not the challenge. Because you've got constipation, I hear you. Time is not the challenge. Priorities. Okay. I'm just taking a few questions from the chat box now. Just give me a minute. I'll take a few questions from the chat box. How many days do we take the detox tea? Sheila asks, how many days do we take the detox tea? As long as you wish. Um, what is the role of vegetarian protein in maintaining good gut health? Again, align with your prakriti. See, gut health is not one size fit all. What works for you might not work for somebody else, depending on their prakriti. So working with your prakriti is important. That's in musculoskeletal pain is also in connection with gut. Yes. What should be done? What we mentioned in the gut reset workshop one. Second, musculoskeletal pain can improve with massages and stuff if it is not inflammatory. If you press and it becomes more red, more heat is produced, then don't do that. But otherwise, it can do it. If anybody has both Vata and Pitta dosha, what is the type of food? So just follow the recommendations for Vata and Pitta both. My triglycerides levels are 230. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Is this genetic? As my parents also have same. I don't want to take statins as my family doctor has prescribed. Can you suggest? Abhishek, reach out to our team and we figure out why this is happening. And we can do two things from there. One, we can suggest you a one-time prescription which you might be able to work for 45 days, or you can come in for one of our programs in which we'll be able to help you out specifically what is required. However, if you feel that your triglycerides are high, one thing that you can start straight away, which some of our tribe members, our community members have tried out, is doing. Oh, by the way, if you have missed joining the community, please post the link to the community once again so that nobody misses it. Because I'll be sharing the summary of this session uh, in the in the in the community. Okay, and also the direct link to this recording. I'll also be sharing that. Okay, now if your triglyceride levels are high, uh, add a couple of pieces of the shell of coconut into the water that you're boiling every day and have that water. Little bit. How to deal with migraine issue, hemoglobin level between 9 and 10, sudden fatigue fail. I hear you. Nisha, and I know that you're part of the current 21-day challenge. See, all of this begins in the gut. And you just have to align yourself with your prakriti. But if it is not going even after that, it means that there are deeper tissues involved. You need to work on them. That's what's required. Gunita, I think I answered your question. Abhi, your question, is there a permanent cure available for rheumatoid arthritis? My mother, age 61, it's coupled with pain and swelling in the knees. She has bowel movements issue as well, for which she has been taking organic tefla. After a certain age, rheumatoid arthritis is usually in a dormant phase, not exactly now. After 60 and all that, it doesn't cause more deformities, but whatever has happened will get more painful. Okay, so there are two methods in which we can do it. One is definitely understanding her prakriti and working with it. The gut reset workshop would have given you the framework as to what might work specifically for her prakriti. Second way is treatment. We do treatment online and otherwise. Online, when we do it, it is usually following a process like the 21-day challenge. And there's a certain seasonal thing that needs to be done, which we device. We do it usually in the winters, which will over time reduce her inflammation. Okay. Can you please suggest an affordable, authentic Panchakarma treatment place based on Prakriti of the person? I don't know anywhere else that is done, but you can definitely come to our place in Kochi, which is, we do it specifically according to their body types. I am not sure about other places. What is the best solution for psoriasis? My understanding is the best solution for psoriasis is twofold: working on reducing the inflammation in the gut. The second definitely is doing an Ayurvedic treatment regularly every year and do it at the same time. And the best time to do an Ayurvedic treatment for somebody with psoriasis is either somewhere in spring or in monsoon. It works best. It will give long-term results. Harshal, if it is happening by seasonal changes, eating fried items, it means that there is indigestion. So working on the indigestion is very, very important. And that can happen either what you're following in the gut reset workshop or doing it as a part of the 21-day challenge. That will be a good way to do it. Because what you mentioned is very specific. Whenever there's indigestion, it's increasing. So one thing will not solve it. Aligning with your Prakriti and having a inflammation-free system will help. How to get rid of gallstones? Again, it's a process, but if it is a size a little more than normal, then you might need some medications and stuff like that. We do suggest medications depending on your Prakriti, depending on your person. I might not be able to give you a prescription here, but the best way to do it is have enough water. Make sure that you're keeping off extremely oily foods, deep fried foods, and move. Very, very important. Can autoimmune diseases be reversed after the gut is reset? As your gut continues to get reset, you will see that the autoimmune disease goes into remission. It goes into remission. Is it true that we have to take lifelong enzymes of our gallbladder removal at 40? Ayurveda can exist to a certain extent, but if it is completely removed, then there's nothing there, right? Anshu, your question on RA, that's what you can either utilize one of our programs to do it, or you can come in regularly for a treatment. I just remembered this right now to show you. Just hear this person out. Okay?
We need to focus where we draw all our energies from. You main after that preserve. Behave on a day-to-day basis can actually influence it. Make.
I'll help you with something.
Doesn't enjoy it. Knows, and your gut knows that it is time. Start your day with warmth. The way, real world example of a pizza, but gut. All right. We have relationships as well. The microorganism is a place, speaking about gut, a lot of times.
I'll share it with you. That there is a TED that you can watch, in which I've explained about a person that came to us who had this challenge with RA and how we were able to help her out. And just share the link in the chat box.
Stop updating your resume, because after this one workshop, recruiters won't need it. They'll chase you for this one skill. Want proof? Every message here is offering 30 to 35 LPA packages.
So here you go. It's coming up in the chat box. Okay. Watch that. watch in which I actually go through a story of somebody who did that, was able to, I wouldn't say reverse when it comes to an autoimmune condition, but beautifully manage. I've been diagnosed with H. pylori infection used antibiotic course 2 times, but still feeling heaviness in stomach. Still, stomach is not good. Same thing with that Haricharan. Um, H. pylori is something that is already there in the stomach. Okay, but when its number increases, that's when the challenge starts. So we've had people who have completely gone off medications, don't need to have antibiotics, going pretty well. All that happens. But that for somebody, couple of people that we work with, it was after a treatment that they did with us. Now, what you can do is, again, align with your prakriti, have a lot of fluids, include, you know, ajwain in your water that you boil every day. If you do boil water, don't have unboiled water, have boiled water, warm boiled water. That's one way you can keep yourself intact. That's one suggestion that I have. The next question that has come up: which food item good for morning? How to avoid gastric problem for gastric problem? This is from one of the person here. Now, the point that I would like to bring up here is, which food item good for morning? There is no one food item that is good for morning. It will really depend on your prakriti, right? Depending on your prakriti, you'll have to align which is good for you. Because there's no one thing that is good for everyone at every point. So there's no one thing. Align with your prakriti. That is the best thing for you. I'm suffering from severe constipation and taking Pet Safa churn for the last 5 years. Even though not able to clear motion completely, I have to go 3 to 4 times in the morning, feels bloating, gas, acidity. My family everywhere had this kind of issue, genetic issue. Before came to your 3 days, 21 days workshop. No, that follow your 1 rated Trifla psyllium has flaxseed. Vata that makes me feel very better. Now almost all of my problems. Okay. Yeah. So your question, Bhupendra, is this can be taken care of by, like I mentioned, it can be taken care of by once going through the 21-day challenge. Okay. All of my problems are gone, but my problem is how to gain weight. I like milk products. I'm 32, my weight is 42, my height is 155, my prakriti is Vata Pitta combination. I hear you, Monica. And what you have to do for this is, again, if you're Vata predominant, follow your prakriti. Whatever is required for your prakriti, follow that. Very, very important. Okay, just follow that. Follow your prakriti. Okay. And I'm just quickly going to answer what has come up in the chat box. You can't kill H. pylori quickly. That's not the intention. It's to build your immunity so that it dies on its own. Anything else that you do is just like that antibiotic, which will kill the bacteria and it will kill the other good bacteria also in your stomach, and you'll feel really bad after that. If you are part, Haricharan, let me ask you this. Have you done the gut reset workshop? Yes. Have you done the gut reset workshop? Have you done the 21-day challenge? You have your answer. Work with your prakriti. The next one is starting in another 10 days time. Would you want my team to reach out to you, Haricharan? Please put your number here. My team will be able to reach out. Wish. How to get IBS diarrhea? I eat anaj, stool becomes loose. How to improve digestive fire? I'm suffering from IBS-D from 6 months. And I think my Jadravani is low. So if you're on the 21-day challenge, Rupesh, already, it will continue to improve as you just follow that. Okay. Important that you continue to follow that. And if you see IBS, as I mentioned, it's not just it's a functional bowel disease. There's something that is driving it. So if you look at I might have mentioned about the 7 layers, right? If you look at the layers, digestion, circulation, strength, which is muscular. Then you have got the fat, which is protection. Then you've got asti, which is called structure. And then after that, you have majja, which is the neurology. Now, anything in which there is either an increased flow or a reduced flow is a problem with the control mechanism. The signal is going like that कि भाई hold करो या release करो, जरूरत से ज्यादा या जरूरत से कम. That comes under the 6th layer, which is the neurology, which is taking, controlling all of this. That's where the work needs to happen. But can we reach there before we go through the rest of it? We are trying to solve a problem which is deep by just painting on the surface. That is where the challenge is. So we need to work sequentially towards that. Otherwise, what will happen, we'll get some results doing something like meditations and stuff. Yeah, we feel good. But what is the habit of going back to where it was? When we have this novelty of doing something new, I've seen that with me also. When we do something new, I had this thing of taking up kriya, of taking up, upasana and all those things. I went to my guru, asked him. He's gone to different levels in that. Okay, he has got deities that he can summon like this. Okay, he works with those energies. So I went to him and I asked him, what upasana should I do? He said, you're already doing, what else do you need? I asked, what is that? You're handling a divine science. Your karma is your upasana. You don't need anything else. Now, if we do not do our karma, which is one of them is taking care of our health, no matter wherever we go, whatever we do, it will not make sense. So what is required is that work. And we need to go through this channel to reach there. So that is what we do. We go through the channel. Very, very crucial. Yeah. So IBS is a functional bowel disease. It's mostly driven from here, which gets sorted once we reach the 6th phase of the roots. I joined 3 days workshop to know what Ayurveda is, to learn how I can benefit from my problem. But I was told that for a subscribe, there'll be a dedicated consultation before the 21 day to help your problem, your solution. I hear you. And I believe that that was exactly given to everybody who came in for the 21 day challenge. All you had to do is just book using a consultation link, right? If that has been done, you will definitely get your consultation. I'm sure that many of you here who are on the 21 day challenge, recent in the current batch, the last 3 batches is when we started the consultation. And for anybody who joins in the upcoming 21 day challenge, also you'll get a consultation. Okay? So reach out to the team on that. Yeah, my team will be handling the consultation, yes. Very low energy levels. Ramya, I hear you. Very low energy levels. And 4.5 months, give delivery to twin babies. God bless them. Get a lot of weight post delivery. Now not able to lose weight. Very low. See, you are in your 4.5 months post delivery. My suggestion is don't focus on weight loss. Your children still need a lot of nutrition. There are two of them. Focus on your nutrition. Go for slight walks. You will lose weight after your period of lactation is over. But if you do weight loss and stuff like that during this time, the quality of your milk will reduce. Your children, then they are twins, they will not receive enough nutrition. So your focus right now can be on and see. And I know where this is coming from. You want to lose weight because you feel that you've gained a lot of weight. And how do I lose it? Now is not the time. If you do it right now, your children will suffer. What I want you to do is stay with your faith. Know that after the lactation period is over, you automatically lose weight. Little effort, yes, you lose weight. Enjoy the time with your children. Weight loss can happen later. At least by the time the children start having some other food, at that point you can start focusing, not now when your children are completely dependent on your breast milk. Okay. What to do for very low energy levels? Tell me this, what is draining your energy? How's your sleep? I know that it might be a little challenge right now. Sleep is a challenge, yes. You're sleepless. It's natural because you've got two children there, right? How about during the day? Find some way of sleeping a little more. Okay? Find some way of sleeping a little more. Erratic timings chalega, koi nahi, but sleep a little more. Thoda during the day. During the day, sleep, one. Second thing is have only warm water. And make sure, Priyadarshini, can you connect her with Dr. Vani? It's twins who need nutrition and a mother who needs nutrition. Priyadarshini, can you help them out? Reach out to Dr. Vani or Nurin. Okay, 11-year-old is underweight, 28 kilos. I'll be here for the next 5 minutes. Okay, I'll be leaving after that. I'll be posting the summary of this entire conversation on the community. So, and Priyadarshini will share that once again in the chat box, the community link. My 11-year-old kid is underweight, 28 kilos. Earlier, she had constipation. Now, with increased water intake, she has daily motions. But she has thick stools frequently. Also feels. Noreen, please note that number and please reach out to Ramya. Yes. But she has thick stools frequently. Also, she feels nauseated early in the morning. Please suggest some remedy. Increased water intake. So it is being caused by increased water intake. Most likely. Can Trifla help? Start on Trifla with honey. 3 pinches of Trifla with honey at bedtime. For now, start with that. Okay. All right. I'll continue to take questions that come up in the upcoming weeks as well. Sorry, in the upcoming month as well. I was post-recurrent arthritis. Lata, can you repost that here if possible? I happen to have missed that for some reason. Lata. Can you post that once again, Lata, please? Batch 72, I'm 67. A lot of bad flatulence. I take Trifla at bedtime with warm water. Anyways, consume warm water. Please advise. Shivaram, it just means that whatever you're eating is not getting completely digested. That is probably what seems to be the challenge here. So my suggestion to you would be definitely take warm water. Now also ensure that you're ensuring movement. Okay, please ensure as well. That would help. Still, if it persists, it needs a Prakriti based solution. Okay, so work with that. Work with the 21-day challenge. If you have not been a part of the 21-day challenge, please come in and be a part of the 21-day challenge. It will give you clear cut instructions as to what to do. It'll make your life very easy, extremely easy. So please try that out. Lata, please post your question once again. Okay, then I have seemed to have missed it. My niece, 3 years old, she has stomach pain recently for a few days. Doctor advised her to stay in very light food for 2 months. Any herb to support her? Stomach pain recently, light food for 2 months. Send your name and number to Priydarshini, she'll help out. Anshu. Trifla and honey, 3 pinches with warm water. 3 pinches with honey. I had stomach pain recently for a few days. Give her Ashtachurnam, which is available on our website. Okay, 5elife.live/store. Go to the website and order something which is called Ashtachurnam and give her, 5 pinches with food, any food, and a little bit of ghee. Rice, if it is rice, put 5 pinches of Ashtachurnam, put half a teaspoon of ghee, mix it well, give it. Give it regularly for 2 weeks. And next time when you come in for the Q&A, let me know how it worked. Okay. Have very few finger and poor muscle strength, sometimes pain. I hear you, Lata. Lata, if you haven't got that, just reach out to Nurain here. Her number is here, okay? She'll be happy to help you out on that. If there is some tech glitch because of which that might have happened. Okay. So we are here to completely help you out on that. There is some tech glitch that would have happened. Okay? So chill, relax. You're covered. And you will be here in the community until you finish that. The point is until you win. So 120, 168, it doesn't mean that you'll do it only for 168 days. The way we have arranged is 21 days, 8 phases. If you've signed up for the complete 168-day program. Foundation is 3 stages. If you've completely signed up for 168, then it is 21 days, 8 phases. You complete 21 days, you will do a test. The test says you are ready for the next phase. We'll go to the next phase. If not, you'll be asked to go to the previous phase. So you'll continue from beginning again. If you complete that and you're ready to go to the next, you go next. You complete the next phase. It says that you have to repeat it. You'll come back again and repeat it. Till you finish the 8 phases, the system will prompt you. So it is not 168 days. It can extend even beyond that depending on what your requirements are. Our idea is until you win. Okay, so super. So once again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone here for making it to the Q&A session. Thank you very much. We will have the next Q&A in the beginning of September. The dates, everything will be shared by Priydarshini. Stay in the community. We'll be sharing a lot of, all the things that I put up on social media or something that we come up with, some research, which will be useful for you. Everything will be put up in the community. So stay there and have lots of fun. We'll be putting up challenges. We'll be putting up some games, quizzes. Everything will come up in the community. So stay with it and have a fantastic time ahead. Thank you very, very much for coming down. Love you all. The summary will also come up in the community. So have fun. I'll see you next month. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.